Welcome back. My name is Alex, and in this video I wanted to focus on the types of weapon optics that appear in video games and movies. If you're like me, then you'll have seen the same ones pretty consistently in almost every single shooter game, and it's my hypothesis that this kind of exposure in video games and movies affects our real-life purchases. What's a hypothesis again?
It's like an educated guess.
Okay, good. I mean, I have fallen guilty to that about once or twice in the past, so with that in mind, let's get into these optics and let's see why they appear in these video games. To start off this list, I wanted to bring you one optic that has recently appeared in the new Modern Warfare. Funny enough, this is an optic that I actually own, and it is called the Holosun 510C. This is a semi-new red dot / holographic hybrid sight that has become popular in the last couple of years. One of the greatest features of this optic is the fact that you don't even need a battery for the dot to appear. This optic has a little solar panel on the top that allows you to extend the battery life. Although the solar panel does not appear in Modern Warfare, you can see that the form factor and the features are just about the same. One difference I have noticed between the game and real life is that the optic seems to have shrunk in the game to about the size of a mini red dot. As you can see here, the Holosun takes up about twice as much space on my rifle as in the game. Another big plus for this optic is that it is almost parallax free. Now keep this in mind because I will explain what that is later in the video. Next up on the list, we have the very popular Trijicon ACOG. This optic may be less used now, as most combat has moved over to close quarters gunfighting. But the past 20 years of video games and movies have portrayed the ACOG as one of the primary magnification choices for those in the military. The movie Lone Survivor features one on Murphy's carbine as he is trying to get some cover from the Taliban forces that they are escaping from. ACOG aside, if you have not seen this movie or read up on Operation Red Wings, you need to. The ACOG also gets a lot of use in games like Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3, and Battlefield, and honestly just about every other shooter out there. There is not much to say about the ACOG other than it is extremely reliable and has been proven time and time again on the battlefield. For number 3, we have an optic that has mostly gone away due to there being more options available, but remains by far one of the most affordable. There are multiple companies that make this reflex red dot sight, and your mileage may vary, but I picked the one from TrueGlow because they are still making them. This optic might be one of the most recognizable because it was the only red dot option for the original Call of Duty Modern Warfare multiplayer. It is a very simple design that does not offer a lot of protection for the glass, but what is cool is the one that I have offers red and green color options, as well as 4 different reticle options. I'm not sure I would recommend one of these for any kind of real-world use because I don't really trust the emitter, the glass, or the battery, and the low brightness just doesn't cut it during the day. If you are looking for what is touted as the most reliable and trusted optic, then you will be more interested in numbers 2 and 1. Now we have one of the most rugged red dot optics out there, and that is the Aimpoint T1 or T2. These optics will run you like $700 or $800 brand new, and that may seem like a lot of money, and there are plenty of good, more affordable options, but what the Aimpoint is known for is that it works no matter what. What I wanted to point out about the Aimpoint is now we have an optic that has an enclosed emitter. What that means is that the LED will never be obstructed by water or mud. Other options like the Holosun 510C don't have that enclosed dot, and so things could get in there like mud and snow. And now we have the final and most popular weapon optic ever to grace the earth. I know you will really want to say, whoa, that is the holographic sight from every game I have ever played. But now, after watching this video, you can look smart in front of your Special Forces buddy and say, whoa, that EOTech is looking fine. This is the EOTech holographic sight, and even though the reticle looks similar to the Holosun's, the engineering is very different on the inside. What all of these other red dot optics suffer from is something called parallax. Although red dot technology has become better over the last couple of years, you still cannot completely get rid of parallax on red dots, unless you're using the Holosun 510C, which gets pretty close to eliminating it. Parallax means that you see your red dot flow all over the place if you shift your aim just slightly. You must position your eye directly behind and in line with the emitter or dot in order to be accurate. That is why red dot sights are only recommended for close quarters, as a few degrees of shift doesn't really matter. The holographic system does not have parallax and rather uses a complex method of bouncing light off multiple lenses within the optic body, and it makes the reticle appear as like a hologram in front of your eye instead of just a reflection of light. That and the fact that it is seriously built like a tank, and that is some of the reasons why we see this optic in just about every single movie that has anything to do with military or special forces. In Sicario, we see one of the older models of the EOTech holographic sight, whereas in Zero Dark 30, we are looking at some of the newer ones, with dedicated night vision modes. The only real area of concern with EOTech in recent years is that it has a pretty low battery life, but that seems like a compromise a lot of people are willing to make. Well, that's it for this video, but if you learned something new or if you caught something that I missed or messed up, let me know in the comments below. And if you want to see more videos focused on the first-person shooter genre like this one, subscribe and I will keep on bringing these types of videos to you. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.